Alright, I can see what the Jazz are trying to do with all their screening actions, whether it's a simple SNR and DHO, or pin down and curl for their shooters, but they just have no production behind their ideas. Every time they tried to pick on Trae, it never worked, and they struggled to finish inside, especially early on, so they couldn't get anything easy to try to establish a rhythm outside. The Hawks were even a little slow on their coverages, but they just couldn't make them pay more times than not, and Laurie was the only one that was consistently making his shots from deep, whether it was on a spray, a pop, or a middle pin down. I thought Patty was going to join him after he went 3 trays late in the first, because he kept that quick trigger throughout the night, but he was just searching for a heater that wasn't there, and it basically fizzled out just as fast as it came. At least they had Walker Kessler crashing the O-boards nonstop, so that provided him with some sort of paint presence on the night, and he was single-handedly matching what the Hawks were doing as a team. He was the main reason for that stretch down the wire that gave him a chance to win the game, and Colin was the other reason, because he made some tough shots in the fourth. He struggled at the start of the night, but he was relentless at getting downhill, and it eventually paid off. If anything, this was their game to win, and it really came down to Trae doing what he does not just at the end, but throughout the entire night before his ridiculous game winner. Clint was either altering or swatting shit nonstop, and even Okongwu was doing the same thing, so all those stops or turnovers from the Jazz early just fed into the Hawks' pace out the gates. They were getting constant runouts, or were even making the extra pass for swings, and a lot of it was because of Trae pushing the rock, so he was getting some assists on those. The Jazz are probably the worst at matching up in transition, but that's just one of their many defensive issues, and their Reds are even worse, so Trae got to pick them apart when the game slowed down. I still don't understand how teams are letting Bogey or any of the Hawks guards get off, because it's an obvious ghost or quick slip every time, and those switches are still not automatic, so they're just getting killed for it. But whenever Trae was bringing the Jazz's bigs into the action, it didn't matter what the coverage was, because if they were showing, that's an easy roll for Capella. Then if they were dropping, he's eating that space to get downhill or get a shot off, and if they dared to switch, that's barbecue chicken. He basically controlled the entire fourth before capping off his 2020 performance in the best way possible, and I think Colin might have thought the game was over after his ridiculous play, because he was a little too loose with 3 seconds left. He just backpedaled for Trae to step right into a comfortable shot instead of picking him up immediately, and that led to his heroics getting one-upped. Just watch the tape.